We've had a number of unexpected picks here in the 2023 NFL draft. And of course, the Chiefs at 31 decide to go with best available in a way on their board. One who I didn't think was going to be a first round pick, Felix Anudike-Uzomah from Kansas State. A lot of upside, was a productive player at Kansas State, has done some great things. Don't know if that's the direction I would have gone in, but it seems like they wanted edge. They were missing some guys on their board. Here to react to the pick, Marcus Dash of Chief Concerns. Marcus, are you excited? I got to admit, this is one of the few that I'm really, really thrown off of them picking Felix.
Yeah, I mean, based on because as the draft was kind of falling, and I've seen everybody online was saying, "Oh, Nolan Smith's going to be there. Nolan Smith's going to be there, and that could be the guy that we're going to draft." It just didn't. It didn't really fit with what we've seen from as far as Spags edge rushers and his D lineman. If you look at his history, King Felix. That's all, I'm not going to try this name. I'm going to call him King Felix for the time being. I mean, if you look at his measurables, it's definitely a Spags guy, a big guy, great bend. I'm trying to look at the positives here. I know the one thing that I've seen consistently about him is the fact that he is so inconsistent, especially weaknesses against the run have been the biggest thing. But quite frankly, when the draft was going the way it was, I wanted best tackle available. Anton Harrison was really the last guy, which I read a report earlier that we were actually going to try to trade up with Dallas to kind of leapfrog Jacksonville. Didn't happen. Obviously, I think at that point they just kind of sat back and just let the best edge that they thought was available. The one thing that we actually discussed on our podcast this week was if you look, because we were looking at Isaiah McGuire in like second or third round, and now obviously King Felix. Brett Veach in this team, this front office has a tendency of going to get the guys in Missouri or Kansas area. They like to get the guys, the local boys, and King Felix, Kansas City kid, so maybe that set the edge over somebody else. They were close to narrowing it down, but it was a need at the end of the day. Frank Clark gone, Carlos Dunlap gone, and now we got King Felix to come in with Carl Loftus and Mike Dana. So yeah, I'm excited to actually fulfill a need to check that off the box. I don't know if we're going to go get more edge, but I think we needed to have this draft in the trenches. O-line, DT, and DN. Those are the three things we want that I wanted to see, and we already checked off one of the boxes, so I'm happy with that.
I just thought Joey Porter Jr., maybe being best available could have been an option, but I agree with Marcus on that. You got to go up and get guys on the offense and defensive line. You got to get pressure. Look, I mean, we know what's going on in the AFC. There could be a legit scenario where anybody in the AFC, and I'll just use Kansas City at this point, where you play Bills, Bengals, Jets. You got to get after the quarterback, okay? And so sometimes you have to make a pick that's right for what you're about to face in the upcoming season too. So I understand the pick, and I agree with Marcus and what he's saying.
Yeah, we'll see if this ends up panning out for him, but I think it's some of these other teams where they feel like they can just go with guys that they like. They're in a position where their roster is just really well-rounded, so it's not really a reach for a team like this because they're just taking well-rounded players that are going to fit to a specific role. You can't go wrong when you just won the Super Bowl. Strong pick for the Kansas City Chiefs. Marcus, we really appreciate you taking the time to join us. We'll see what happens for the rest of this draft, and maybe, like you said, they'll attack some of the rest of these needs. Marcus, hope you enjoy the rest of your night and the rest of the 2023 NFL Draft.
All right, guys. Take it easy, fellas.